Hi guys, welcome back for any of my old subscribers. Thank you for joining. Any new subscribers, thank you for joining. So this video is like a story time of why I stopped working there. I'm not a medical courier for this company anymore. This is what this video is going to be about. Pretty much the cons of this company and
welcome to Shan's Tea, where the buzz is real. Got the scoop on side jobs, that's the deal. From TikTok trends to all the latest news. If it's hot and happening, you know we'll choose. Shan's Tea got everything you need. Side hustles, TikTok vibes, we plant the seeds. Stay tuned, don't miss a beat for the juiciest sweet. Come on and take a seat. Shan's Tea got everything you need. Side hustles, TikTok vibes, we plant the seeds. Stay tuned, don't miss a beat for the juiciest sweet. Come on and take a seat. So hit that subscribe, don't be late. Join the fun with Shan's Tea, it's gonna be great.
the first thing, I'm going to jump right into it. Getting up before day. Car trouble, routes not being, to me, like organized. And these are the things I'm going to touch on in this video. Packages being missing when you pick up. And what else? The routes supposed to have been set, but they will change every day. So the first thing I want to jump into is about the routes. So when I started, we supposed to have set routes. Well, from my understanding, we did. So from the beginning, like, I don't know anything about the routes, and like the people there, the people you work with at this company, they wasn't really like friendly. They didn't really talk to you. So what I would do, I had found, like, if I come in like early in the morning, it was these two workers that had been working for the company for like, since they opened dang near. And I think they've been open, I don't know, 8 years, something like that. But they were the two people that been there the longest. So I would come in early at like 3:30 every morning because I like to get my route done early because I have other platforms that I do. And so I would go in at 3:30 every morning for my route. So that's not even like the kicker for it. So I will go in, and all the time from, I think when I first got my permanent route, I had started there in July. I stopped working here this month, which is February. So I started July last year, stopped working this month, February 2025. So I will go in, and it would be these two people, like I said, that's been there for the longest. One of the people was a lady that's been there, and so whatever, I would talk to them every morning, blah blah blah, chopping it up. Well, the one guy that when I come in, he will always be making these jokes. I don't know them, so I'm thinking like they jokes. They'll be like, oh, you know, say things like, he'll be like, oh, Sharon getting all the good routes, and something about, because, you know, like anybody in there can tell how much you kind of making because how many packages you get, and they know how much we get paid per package in mileage, especially with them. So peep that. Okay, so I guess this is a little story time. So, and then I'm not knowing nothing. I'm new here, so I'm just, you know, going along, getting my routes. And then when I would get my routes, I noticed them two. Let me back it up. So those two people that I'm talking about, it's a lady and a man. I'm going to call them apples and oranges. The guy is the oranges, is orange, and the lady is apple. So apple would come in every morning and put together Orange's route, like number them, because we had to come in and number them. Apple would come in at the time. She'll be there before me, probably like 2-ish. She will get there and she'll be doing his packages and her packages to go out. Okay, I'm coming in, not knowing then, going. But what I didn't know is Apple would be seeing your routes, and she been there since the company opened, her and Orange. So they would be seeing our routes and they talk to them or whatever. So I don't know about the routes. So I'm getting these routes and I would get something like, okay, I'm just give you guys an example. My route would be Scottsdale. I'll have a route that Scottsdale go into Paradise Valley. All this stuff is along the same route. And then I would bus up and just have somewhere, I would go to a totally different city that's like 30 minutes away. Anthem. So I know we get paid like per package plus mileage. So I'm thinking, oh, that's on my route. I'm thinking this the whole time that is part of my route. Come to find out, maybe like a couple of months ago, it came to the head where all this time when I be going 30 minutes out of the way and going to places that didn't make sense, Apple was getting this stuff put on my route. And then when I come in, I'll be like, I never complained. So I don't know if she didn't know how to read me about that, but I was upset about it. I'm just not the type of person that complain, and you're not the manager, so why am I complaining to you? So I had decided in my head I'm going to talk to the manager about it. Well, I didn't have to talk to her about it. Something happened with this lady, Apple, and the manager ended up telling me that what had been happening, why my routes had been like that, and she was supposed to have been fighting for me for the person that does our routes that's over her. She was like, well, I don't think that's fair that Sharon has to do that, because Sharon didn't know. I wouldn't have did it if I did not know it wasn't part of my route. But when I found that out, everything changed. So I'm like, okay. So I'm putting heck of mileages on my car. I'm trying to tell you, like from July to this month, I'm putting like gang of miles on my car. Like I'm going stupid miles. Now, when I first started, I was making like $700 to $800 a week. Then I went up to over $1,000 a week before I quit. Money ain't everything though. Like, hear me out. So I'm making over $1,000 a week. I just quit. I still have 2 checks from them. That's how much I was making. But to me, I'm just saying it wasn't worth it. So from the BS. So I was getting that wasn't like the only one stop. It'll be like 2 or 3 of those in my route, taking me 30 minutes out. And like I would start at 3:30 and I was so good at it. Like I was getting done at noon. Stuff like, even with them throwing all that in my route that I didn't know, I was just adjusting myself, getting up earlier, going in, trying to accommodate all this. So I'm doing that and whatnot, and everything going fine. But then this is putting wear on my car. So let me back it up. So I found out that Apple was getting stuff put on my route, and then so that made me away with them. And then it wasn't only Apple. Okay, so not only that Apple was saying something, Orange was saying something. In the defense of Apple, when I didn't even know anything was going on. I'm just going in there thinking I'm doing my route, talking to them. But I don't talk much. I get in there, talk about the job, and go on. So, not even really about the job. I'm just not a person that talks a lot to people. I gotta really know you, whatever. So, Oranges will always be on this thing. Oranges always had like his routes packages never been under like 80 some packages. So in the midst of all this, why Apple is getting all this stuff added to my route, I'm getting better and better. But this is all why I didn't know it. So I'm getting faster and faster on the route, even with all that. So my packages start getting up. I'm getting up to 80 packages. But to be honest with you guys, I didn't want 80 packages because I have life. And I'm not greedy. Over a thousand, like sometime my check would be up to $1,200. And we would get like $54 taken out of it. I was good with that. And then mileage putting on my car, like I said, I'm doing other platforms too, so I'm good with that. But Oranges is watching my packages going up. Oranges will make what I thought was jokes to me when I come in. Oh, I gotta watch Sharon, cause he hinted off was like, well, how you get? He looking at my packages going up versus our packages on the board, everybody that worked there. So he looking at the other people. He like, well, what you doing? I gotta watch you because I'm on him. Like I'm getting just as many packages as him, and I'm finishing earlier. But I didn't know this. He knew all this. He was keeping up with all this. And apparently there is the person that makes our routes, Oranges, is in some type of competition of who's the best driver, and I was put in it because I was performing good, but I didn't even know it. So Oranges is sitting up there. He talks to the person who does our routes. So my route started to get funny and funnier. My money wasn't getting funny, but the routes were getting funny, where it was starting to I was going places that I know a car shouldn't go, and I didn't even get to record none of this stuff because this was during the time I was kind of depressed and all that. I wasn't recording, but I wish I was, because I almost drove off a cliff doing this job. I'm not kidding you. And it was nothing but animals down there, and that too. You had to watch out for animals. I know. Okay, I'm gonna back it up. I'm gonna get to all that. Let me get back to the apples and oranges up here messing with my route. And so my route getting played with the whole time. Only big problem I had was, why am I going from Scottsdale to Anthem to New River, places I ain't never been? Gold Canyon, which is on the other side of the map. Like, I was going places that was just stupid, but come to find out, it was all because Apple said she had all these ailments going on and she couldn't. So Apple would be complaining on the phone with our manager, which I'm gonna call, I wanna call her, and I don't know if they may see this YouTube, but I want to get her a nickname that very much suit her. Oh, okay, I'm gonna call her Peanuts. So Peanuts, our manager, she will be on the phone with Peanuts every morning about the routes and stuff, and I will come in and see her on the phone and didn't know what was going on. She'll been went through your packages. She know what route. She know where you're going because she ready to put some on your route. I didn't know this. So Peanuts, okay, Peanuts, the manager. I'm gonna get to her too. So this is going on. So one day it came to a head. I don't know what happened, but Peanut told me what was going on. Told me what Apple was doing and all this and that. This was back in January. So this started me down the path of I wanted to leave there. So I'm like, okay, so I'm getting played with on my route. That. So then the other thing, I'm just gonna address the job. So then the other thing was, they were very unorganized. Like, I had started there in July. It never got together. Like, the routes it just wasn't organized. It would be stuff happening that shouldn't happen, like addresses not being right. But they were very strict on, don't let you misplace or put a package at the wrong door, or they coming at you. But they could give you 100 wrong addresses. No gate codes to get in places, send you to businesses outside of business hours. They would do that a lot. Like, I started my route at 3:30. These people knew I started my route at 3:30. Why would you put a business as my first stop knowing I start my route at 3:30 instead of routing it at the end, because I start so early and I be getting done like noon? So route that stuff at the end. Constantly wouldn't do that. And the missing packages. Missing packages, there is not like just no missing. So if you're missing packages, there is not like, oh, you're missing a package. No, this stuff costs. Like, it costs a lot. These people that order this medication is like, I think they paying out of pocket private, but it's expensive, and these people they have money. These people that you're delivering this to. So they're very, very, very strict on that. But again, they were very unorganized, but wanted you to do the job correctly. Now, I did a lot of stuff because I was already an independent driver. I've been doing this before I got there 5-6 years on my own, full time. Just doing Spark, Walmart Spark, and DoorDash, and all those platforms. So I had already had a mentality, and I'm, doing my own little companies and stuff. So my mentality when I came into this was they are a contract to me. And I ran it like I was running it for myself. So I was very organized. I was getting stuff like, I was getting paid extra for correcting addresses. I would call and do stuff that Peanuts was supposed to be doing, and I didn't know this because I'm an independent contractor. You said this is an independent contractor job, so I operate like that. I had all my stuff was always in check. Like, you can't pull that out on me. I'm not no new driver. I was new to this, but once I learned, new to the pharmacy thing with this company, but it was all over the place. But I stuck it out because of the money. So, and let me back up to Peanuts. Peanuts would be doing things too. So Peanuts would be seeing how good I was. I was very reliable. I was, always there. I was, you could call me up and she'll call me up. Hey, can you run this route I don't run routes on Mondays and stuff, or sometimes add it to my route. Hey, can you, because I was so fast, like, can you do this, or can you run this? And I'll be like, yeah. So Peanuts, and eventually I brought my best friend on. I had brought my best friend on. It wasn't permanent or anything. She was just moving here. So I got her a job there until she, get her job and move on. But while she was there, Peanuts had started making me promises because they were trying to, my friend, she was used to making a certain amount of money. So they were trying to get her up. The reason why I started making over $1,200 is honestly because of her. They had raised up. They didn't want to make her make more than me because I had been there longer than her. I was pulling in about $800 at that time, $800 a week. And then so when she came on, they was pulling her at $1,000. I didn't even look at, but I'm telling y'all, God, I be heavy in prayer. I don't have to say anything. Things be getting addressed for me through prayer. I had already prayed about these things. So they came to me to get me more money because they know that looked the way. So Peanuts would also be promising me stuff that I never asked for. I never anything. Peanuts would be like, so they had these different things that you could do. Oh, I'm thinking about having you do this position when they brought my friend in. I didn't ask for this, didn't know nothing about this position. Didn't know anything about it. Oh yeah, you'll be making $1,300 a week, but you would have to work Mondays and drive from Flagstaff, which is like an hour from my house, from where I lived at that time. I moved now. So I'm like, oh, cool. She was like, I know you got grandbabies. Peanuts telling me this. You got grandbabies. You got a young son. This will have you home. I could go and pretty much be home earlier than what I was being home. And supposedly I would make more money than what I was making. So I'm like, oh, gravy brought to me. I didn't ask for none of this. So time go on, like a month or two had went on. So I'm like, I come back and ask Peanut, hey, what happened about the position you were telling me about? Mind y'all, let me tell y'all something. I'm peeping something that's going on. Why I asked this. So why I asked this, it was another guy that started, that's different race. Okay, let me back up to say why I'm saying this about the race thing. So Peanuts had said to me when I got my friend on, that when she got the position that she's in, the head people at the company, when she got that position, was mad and was like, all she gonna do is get people of our color in here in these positions, and was insinuating like it was gonna be some kind of, way. Now I'm finding all this out within about 3 months of the time I stopped there. So she's saying all that, and I'm like, oh, when she telling me about this position, she was like, I'm gonna get, my people in, and especially they reliable. So I'm like, oh, okay. Ooh, even better. Peanuts. So go back. So they hired this new guy that was not of my color, her color. I'm noticing Peanuts real close on this dude. Then I start noticing my packages getting given to this guy. He started getting all these, they started doing this stuff to me, like taking off my route, 40-some packages, putting it on to him. So I'm looking at all this. I'm like, what the crap? So I went from like 1,200, I'm making 9, sometime 1,000. But I'm like, okay, so, because of how I know he would have my packages, once it was a whole, it backfired. Like I said, I don't have to say nothing. All I do is get on my knees and I pray every day. And so it got shown to me that he was being given my packages. So when I saw that, I started watching other stuff. I saw her being like close to this dude, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, I felt like she was trying to give him that position that she had came to me and told me about, that I had not even asked about. So I'm peeping this. I'm like, they getting rid of, I see what she doing. So I asked her one day, asked Peanuts, because I wanted her to, like, I'm like this. I won't quit. I won't be no kind of way, but I like clarity. Give me clarity. We good. I'm not a complainer. I'm not going to say nothing to you. I'm the type of person that'll quit. And will have all this stuff that been going on, because I'm not a complainer, and I don't make up in my mind, oh, I'm gone. I ain't got nothing to tell you about it. Like, if I told you some stuff and I don't see no changes, you ain't gonna hear me complaining. You ain't gonna hear me say, now I'm just gonna be out. But anyway, so I'm noticing what's going on with the guy. So I asked Peanut, I said, hey, you remember about that position you was telling me about? Oh yeah, Sharon, oh yeah. And I was like, so whatever happened about it? Once we hire new drivers, I need more drivers, and I'm still thinking about you for that position. I hate that because I didn't ask for it. So don't put that shit. So that happens. So next thing I know, like a week or so later, I see the new guy that she was giving all my packages to. She was doing it with him for like 2 weeks. I saw his name go off the board, and he's not doing packages anymore, but his name's up there. So I asked the 2 apples and oranges when I come in the morning, because they know everything. I was like, oh, so I'm gonna call him Candle. So Candle, why they don't have nothing by their name? Oh, it's called pickups. Candle's doing the pickups now. I said, oh, for real? Oh, okay. After Peanuts had just told me, slap out in my face, and the next day I come in, you already knew you had this guy in this position. So to me, like, you lied to me. I don't play that. I'm not gonna lie to you. You don't want me to no call, no show. You don't want me to lie to you. Don't lie to me. So I felt like she just blatantly lied to me. I don't play like that. Like, what are you doing? So me, I'm sitting up here like, okay, peeping everything. So I started doing other stuff. Like I don't want to kind of talk about it a little bit, but I'm like, okay, y'all playing around, but I came in here to find out what to do, to open my own. And I found out a lot of what to not to do. So another video. But so I'm like, okay, I peeped that. Okay, Peanuts, you playing in my face. So next thing I know, the next thing happened is after all this, come up to this this is like January coming into February. My car started. First off, I had to replace some tires twice since working there. Twice. I only been there since July. And the place is not even just the driving. They have you going. Well, I'm telling you, you go into places that's off-road, busting my tires. The first set of tires got. Second time my tire went out, I was on the interstate and it blew out on me. So the first set of tires, I went into this place. It wasn't a road there. It was just crazy, and two of my tires got bust. So I had to get more tires, and I just replaced them because why not? The kind of work I'm doing. So that was like early on up in doing it, like because they sent me somewhere like that a car shouldn't have been. Then come now, fast forward to my car. This happened at the beginning of February. So my brakes started going out. My brakes, my rotors and brakes started going out because I'm doing this kind of work. I'm driving on the car. Well, that wasn't the only thing was I couldn't, the way I was working, and I was in the middle of moving and all that, and the way you have a route, you can't just take off because it's your route. So it took me I had to work 2 weeks before I could take off from my brakes. Well, in that time, the way they having me drive, I'm not knowing like this. Like, I don't know about cars like that. So I'm driving on the brakes, and then the brakes went out, all the way out on me. I call up Peanuts. Hey, out on the route. Hey, my brakes went out, completely out. Oh, what? Really? Oh, Sherry, no. Can you finish? Can you finish the route or something like that? B? Did I not just say my brakes went out? Like, y'all, I almost died. I was coming down I'm in Scottsdale, in the mountains. Coming down the mountains. When I tell you that was the scariest thing I ever had happen besides me almost driving. I was about to quit that day. I almost drove off a cliff. This was after that, though. No, not after that. That was before that. That was like a week before that. It was all in this week that made me like leave this company. So I'm like, oh my gosh, did she just cannot finish the route? Now I had 77 packages that day. I had got to 65. She was like, can you finish them? I'm like, no. Can you come and get them or whatever? They'll come and get the packages. Well, 2 drivers had it's like 3 people had to quit or whatever within that week. So she was out doing routes, whatever. I ain't got nothing to do with that. So she go, I can meet you here. Can you, like, it was just not being considerate of B. I ain't got no brakes. Where you trying to make me drive to that ain't gonna kill me? So me, I'm trying to, cause I had all this expensive medication up in there. So I'm kind of freaking out about it. Like, cause she not giving me no clear, what to do. And my brakes just went, I almost got hit. So I got a lot of things going on in my mind. Like, what is happening? So this lady ended up, she ended up meeting me, getting the medications, but then she was like, tomorrow you gonna be able to rent a car or something? I said, rent a car? No. No, I can't rent no car tomorrow. Like, I'm kind of peeved at this point. Like, B, you are not being sensitive about my car. Like, my car. Like, the brakes are out. I don't know what that means. Well, come to find out, it means a freaking lot. I broke some stuff or whatever. They end up having to be more than brakes being fixed. So now I'm out of a car. I'll rent a car, but B, I'm not going to rent no car to come up there and y'all was insensitive to me. So I'm like that, like, whatever you want to call me. So I'm P. I will be everything to you. I will be loyal to you. But once you show me I ain't shit to you, oh, you going to get a whole nother, you going to get Shan. Sharon, that's who you want to see. But then when you want to be playing around with me, you going to get Shan. And she got Shan. So Shan at this point was like, okay, y'all are upright playing with me. And now let me back it up with the other things. Animals. Animals was real. You know, I'm like, dang, this is what couriers go through. Like, for real. Them animals was out there. I had almost 3 attacks on me. And I'm up there one place. I was up there with the javelinas, the coyotes. They wasn't scared. It was like packs of them. And then come to find out, bulls, real live bulls. I went somewhere that said had on the signs, be careful, don't stop on this side, like your car better not break down. Bulls and wolves. You know what, guys, I'm gonna be so honest. Doing this, I was not afraid of getting into an accident. I was afraid of getting attacked by animals, because Apples had got bit by a dog like during this and everything. So I'm like, that's my biggest fear. And then I didn't know I could drive off a cliff. Didn't even know that was a thing. So those are all the reasons why I started working for that company. It's some stories too. I could go into story. I could have some story times about this company. That was too funny. But ultimately, I was like, they didn't care about my car. They, you know, once I wasn't, you know, to me, like, excuse me, when I was going above and beyond, doing all these extra packages, this and that. And not to mention, they end up hiring some other girl, like, right before I left, and I saw stuff going on, like, they will always be missing on my packages, like, 20 of my packages getting to her because they want to do her a route or whatever. I'm like, why y'all not doing that to apple and oranges? Because you know not to do that to apple and oranges, because they are in good with the head people. Y'all not even going to play with their routes like that, but they can play with everybody else's routes. So that is why I stopped working for that company. Yes, I would say I would do it again, but I would try it again for myself or another company. But yeah, that's why I stopped working there and just had to let that one go, because yeah, everything, it was just too unorganized. Too much stuff was going on, playing with routes, playing with me, and then my car. Yeah, like I said, I could have rented a car, but I did not want to do that. Oh, and not to mention the guy that they gave the pickups to, he was not even doing good on the routes. The reason why I just wanted to add this in here because I didn't. The reason why I found out he was doing my routes because he had messed up. I had to go meet him, go get half of the packages, and then found out they were part of my route that they had gave to him, trying to give him 80 packages, and he messed up. So yeah, that was that. So I wanted to add that. And I do have more story times about this company. If you guys want to hear it, just let me know in the comments what you guys think about this.